Yeah, the challenge is they're playing with great energy, great physicality right now, and they've done a tremendous job of creating takeaways. I know last year certain points the ball didn't quite bounce their way and creating those takeaways, and certainly this year they've done a great job of raking at the ball, ripping the ball out, punching the ball out, and then some of those tips and overthrows that have occurred, they've taken full advantage of them and enable themselves to really create those turnovers that have put them in good position each game. I think anytime that the targets can spread around, like we do every week, the defensive structure is going to dictate different targets to different guys, some weeks more than others. And, this past week with Gerald having over 100 yards and then Higbee having a solid game there as well, just makes all the eligibles, the defense have to be responsible for all the eligible receivers and really focus on everybody, not just one particular receiver or running back or tight end that week. Mm-hmm. Sure, I think definitely some of it with the defensive structure and play calling combination. In some of those third down windows that Gerald was able to make some plays, and then Jared doing a great job. One of his best games to date as far as working off schedule. If the exact play didn't work out, he's able to hit Higbee in an off schedule play to the flat to his right, able to take Higbee on another check down, going deep to short on the read there, and then also being able to hit Gerald for a real explosive play that got all the way down to the, inside the one, really off schedule right there where him and Gerald were able to be on the same page, find a window in the defense, and really extend a play that the defense played really well.
You've heard a lot of talk about attacking the zone defense. Do tight ends, are they just naturally a bigger part of that or a better part of that, being able to attack zone defense?
They can be. I think that goes back to when you're playing against a zoning defense, being able to spread the field out and having all five eligibles in a position to make a play, and that's where certainly the tight ends can play a big role in that, especially when it's over the middle in some of those zones where they might get lost, and then they provide that big target inside for the quarterback.
So are you seeing more coverages dictating the underneath throws, or teams that are not trying to let you guys get those explosive plays?
Yeah, I mean, each week teams have kind of had their plan against us, and we've definitely seen some coverage contours that have played deep to short, where they're trying to keep everything in front of them, and that's where we got to keep doing a good job of being patient and taking what the defense gives us, which I think Jared did a nice job this past week of doing such.
Facing the defense that has been so efficient in creating strips and stuff like that, is there an increased emphasis this week with Jared and others in terms of?
Sure, really, it's a weekly thing that we preach, and I think one thing that we really believe in is our process and our standards that we've set here have really been the same every week. And not now every week have they worked out exactly the way we want them to. No, not exactly. But we're still going to preach the same things about being all about the ball and protecting the ball and being, having that great pocket awareness, especially when you're going up against a front that's got as many good rushers as the 49ers do. So it's always emphasized. It's always something that we talk about. And then, just being able to overcome any of those things that have come up so far this season, has been something that we got to continue to work on and improve upon.
The Rams are tied for the lead in passes thrown. Even if you take out the Tampa Bay game, they're still, I think, seventh in passes, which is more than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Have the results warranted that? Is it something that you could see cutting back on? Is it something that's where Sean's hand has sort of been forced by circumstances?
Sure, I think really it's a combination of all three things, with the circumstances in some of the games where we've been down, like the Tampa game where we've been forced to throw it, obviously getting a little bit out of balance there, but the game dictated that reaction there. And then, every week where we're a team that tries to be game plan specific to what the defense is going to present to us, is going to provide different opportunities. And some weeks, obviously Todd's a great running back and people want to load up against him. It's going to, force you to throw the ball a little bit more. and then different weeks, if they're going to provide a little bit more balanced opportunity, then that's where we'll get to that. So really just a week-to-week thing based on what the defense gives us, and then obviously what the score dictates us to do. And in a situation where we go into the game, we want to have that good balance, but not at the expense of what we think is the best way to attack a particular opponent.
So if a fan looked at it and said, you're passing more than anybody, results aren't there, something's out of whack, what do you say to that?
Sure. I think, again, we got to keep doing a good job of staying the course and trusting the process over the results in some of these circumstances, and then just trust that the positions that we're trying to put our players in and the positions our players have been in, more times than not are going to yield the results that we want. And, it's a chess match of football where, like I said, not every week you're going to be able to run the exact same amount of runs that you want to run. Something might dictate a change. And for us to get through some of the ups and downs of an NFL season and to be the offense that we want to be, we need to be able to win games whichever way, whatever direction the defense might take that game. So, coming back to that, I just think as long as we keep doing what we're, our goal is at the beginning of every game, which is to start fast and really have that good run-pass balance, we'll see that. And then if it dictates something else throughout the course of a game, then, we got to be able to find a way to win playing a game that way.
When a defense has a cornerback like Richard Sherman, who's been playing at a high level for a really long time, how does that impact your preparation and your planning in front of the passes?
Yeah, you really need to be aware of him. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think he's leading the league in interceptions since 2011, and he had another great interception this past week where he's visual on the quarterback and he's running the route before the route even declares itself, just because he's got that great sense, that great awareness. So I think, like anything else, when you're playing against a great player and a great player that's seen so many route combinations throughout his career and does such an unbelievable job at pattern matching things, you just got to be aware of them, and you got to be sure of the throws, and the receivers have their part in running crisp routes and making sure that they're really threatening him in all levels there. Without being too cliche, I mean, it's the NFL. Every week's a big week. I know that's a straight out of your 101 cliche, but I can honestly say that. I mean, it's a week where, every week it's a week-to-week business, and our biggest goal is to win this week. And, there is the outside influence of, hey, it's a division game. The 49ers are undefeated, and yeah, you see all that. But our job is to ignore all that noise and really play a game to our standards.
Last year, Sean and the staff got a lot of credit for audibilizing, for Sean calling audibles up to the 15-second range cutoff. And then the perception was that, I guess, the Patriots kind of counteracted that by changing looks late. Is that something that is actually happening? Is it happening this season?
Sure. Yeah, no, I think it's the cat and mouse game of offense versus defense, and the things that kind of tend to go in cycles. And if there's stuff that showed up from a season before that was effective, then usually that next season you're going to see some defensive answers to that, and vice versa with some offensive trends that might be heading one way. For a particular team, you'll see those things show up the next season. And so, sure, there's going to be some defensive adjustments to how we operate on the line of scrimmage, and I think we're fully prepared to handle those, and we have our answers as far as how to strategically approach those situations this year as well.
But is that trick sort of by the boards now, or is it still?
I don't want to give away the whole keys to the kingdom here. I mean, no, it's no. I think the way we operate, we still want to dictate our tempo and use that as our our ability on offense to attack the defense. So we'll still operate the way we see fit each week.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Shane.
All right. Thank you.